Thanks for joining us today. My name is Ryan Markham, and I am the Director of Open Source Sales here at Sangoma Technologies. So my area of sales and expertise and responsibility lies within the free PBX and PBExact space. And today we're going to be covering the mobile and desktop soft phone clients for those platforms. With me along the way here to help answer any questions as they come up, you've got a little chat window there in the GoToWebinar client that you can ask questions through, and we will reply. Lauren Gates is product manager for free PBX as well as a community manager, and we don't have enough time to list the titles that Lauren wears. So Lauren, welcome.
Thank you.
So we are going to go ahead and get started and move along here. So on the agenda, as I mentioned, this webinar you signed up for is going to cover desktop and mobile soft phone clients for free PBX and PBExact. We can't jump directly into those soft phone clients without having given a bit of a background on some things such as PBExact and how it's similar and different from free PBX. We will talk about what it looks like inside of our cloud infrastructure with PBExact Cloud. We will cover SipStation and some of the additional features that you can get inside of our soft phone clients when using SipStation if you are not deploying PBExact in our cloud infrastructure and you're virtualizing or running your own hardware. And then finally, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the feature sets and configuration sets for Sangoma Connect Mobile and Sangoma Phone Desktop Client. So moving right into PBExact. PBExact is our commercial version of free PBX. It is largely more similar to free PBX than it is different. They are both based on the same open source software. They're both going to utilize the same operating system, the same SQL database, and then they're both at the end of the day software only products. Some of the key differences are going to be that we do have a concept of licensed extensions on PBExact, where on free PBX you have the ability to create as many extensions as you would like within a free PBX deployment, and there is no cost to you to add those additional extensions or users, whereas on PBExact we do license those physical extensions. It is going to include about 90% of the commercial modules that we sell a la carte for free PBX. Those are all going to be included with PBExact, so you're getting a more feature-rich version of free PBX. Namely, some of the modules that are included with that are going to be the Softphones that we're going to be covering today. And lastly, PBExact is a slightly more proven or stable version of framework and module stack that we have versus what is exposed on free PBX. So what I mean by that is if you either know exactly what you're doing or maybe don't know what you're doing, either way you could potentially upgrade your free PBX into an edge or alpha version of modules and framework, potentially something that our QA team is still working on. And if it's the case of you don't know exactly what you're doing, it may not be the ideal situation for something to happen on a production phone system. So on PBExact, we only allow for updates to take place in versions of framework and modules that we know to be the most proven, bug-free, and stable version of that stack. So you're not going to get yourself into any trouble by upgrading to the latest version on PBExact. PBExact, there are some common misconceptions out there that PBExact is a product that is only available if you're buying our Sangoma dedicated physical servers, which is not the case. We do have dedicated physical servers for PBExact, which are the only supported pieces of hardware for PBExact out there. And those servers come in sizes that can support anywhere from a couple of users up to 25 users on a PBExact System 25 for smaller deployments, all the way up to a single chassis that will have up to 2,000 users of support on dedicated physical and supported hardware from Sangoma. I mentioned that it is, at the end of the day, a software product as well. So you could take PBExact as a software and put it in your own dedicated physical servers. You could put it into your own data center or roll it up into a public cloud like Google or Azure. And in fact, we actually have a free PBX conversion utility tool to take any existing free PBX deployments that you have on your own virtual machines or your own hardware, and you can convert those in place from free PBX to PBExact. So if anything you're hearing today makes you think that PBExact may be a better fit than free PBX for you or your customers, we make it really, really easy to convert those free PBX deployments over to PBExact. And lastly, you can put PBExact into our private cloud infrastructure where we fully support, host, maintain, and manage the PBX for you, so you don't even have to worry about it. And speaking of migration tools, we recently launched a migration module that is completely free, that installs inside of your existing free PBX and will lift and place all of your configs and settings in your existing free PBX into PBExact Cloud. And we're going to talk a little bit more about PBExact Cloud here coming up. But we mentioned that this is feature rich, and there's a large number of commercial modules that are included with PBExact out of the box. I'm not going to read through and go into detail on every single one of these today, but do want to point out for sure that the Softphones module for desktop and mobile clients is included with PBExact. And if you were to take the value of all of these modules that we sell a la carte for free PBX and add them up to what they would cost, you're looking at over $2,000 worth of software add-ons that are included with the PBExact deployment. So PBExact Cloud, we're going to just briefly kind of touch on this one here. I mentioned that we've got the new migration module tool that's available out there and some other things that we really want to touch on. But some of the key benefits of thinking about and considering moving to PBExact Cloud for you and or your customers is that you're going to have full access to support entitlement on PBExact Cloud. So there's no more need to worry about renewing your support contracts or purchasing support credits. That's all going to be included with your account on PBExact Cloud. Sangoma is going to handle updates and maintenance for you, so you don't ever have to worry about taking care of those on your own if you don't want to. We still give you full GUI access if you want some control over some of those things to do that, but yeah, you certainly don't have to sweat about it if you don't want to anymore. There's no PBX hardware to maintain, so you don't have to worry about the shelf life of the server sitting in your closet and that hardware becoming obsolete or failing or coming end of life. That concept is gone by moving to cloud. It's extremely scalable, very easy to, if you're a growing company or anticipate growth going forward, continue to add more and more users as you do that to your cloud PBX, where, if you had that dedicated physical, you may be capped with the resources that are inside that server. Not going to be the case with PBExact Cloud. We've got an incredibly reliable infrastructure, as well as the ease to support multi-site deployments from a singular cloud-based PBX. We talked about how many more modules and features that you're going to get access to, as well as free Softphones. And when using PBExact Cloud, if you are taking advantage of those free Softphones, you will have access to both SMS and MMS integration into those Softphones, which we're going to talk about. And that migration tool to completely lift and place all configs from your existing free PBX into PBExact Cloud. We are currently running a promo as well on PB Exact Cloud. So PB Exact Cloud pricing, we do this a little bit different than a lot of our competitors do, with a concept of what we call trunks plus users and users only. So month-to-month pricing for a trunk plus user on PB Exact Cloud is $24.95, which is going to get you a SipStation call path or a trunk and a seat on the PBX. For this promo on a 3-year contract, we're discounting that all the way down to $15.99. So for $15.99, that's your call path and your user on the PBX. Plus, we're giving all users a free Sangoma phone at $15.99. And all users are going to receive a free soft phone. So I said we do things a little bit different. It's not $24.95 for all users on the PBX or $15.99 for all users on the PBX. We have a concept of users only on PB Exact Cloud. So users are going to just be additional extensions on your PBX that can share in the aggregate total of call paths that you have based on how many trunks plus users you have. So an example would be if you have a 40 user company and you only needed the ability to support 10 concurrent calls, then we could bill you for 10 of the trunks plus users at $15.99. And the additional 30 users would only be billed at $8.95, giving you a total of 40 extensions to share 10 call paths and significantly lower that cost per user down from the average in the marketplace of that $25 to $40. We're going to be pretty darn low and pretty good from that perspective. So free telephones for all trunks plus users and free soft phones for all users. And we're also offering that free migration module as well as free access to Endpoint Manager on PB Exact Cloud right now as well. So if you have third-party phones that are already in place and you want to just bring those in place to PB Exact Cloud, go ahead and do that. And we're not even going to charge you for access to Endpoint Manager by bringing those third-party phones into our cloud as well. So awesome promo and a lot of good reasons to consider PB Exact Cloud. Last thing that we're just going to touch on before we jump into the actual soft phones for today's webinar is SipStation. And we're going to just briefly talk about SipStation because of some of the features that you can get with using this platform for your voice services in the event that you're not using PB Exact Cloud. If you are using PB Exact Cloud, you must utilize SipStation. That is what takes place under the hood. If you're not, if you've got that software only or dedicated physical deployment of free PBX, SipStation is a voice service that we offer from Sangoma that gives you access to a dedicated module inside of free PBX or PB Exact, which makes it incredibly easy to register your trunks in there via a license key that you copy and paste, and then trunks are registered. Gets you access to Fax Station, which is Sangoma's solution for faxing over IP. However, it's not a traditional fax over IP solution. What we do is a little bit different. We utilize an SSL data transfer to our data center where we will send your faxes out over real copper PRIs. So it's a very reliable, very robust, bulletproof faxing solution that really helps simplify things and take away a lot of the headache from traditional T38 negotiation and fax over SIP. We offer trunks that have unlimited minutes of usage. We have a number portability check tool. So if you want to find out if the LEC or rate center that your telephone numbers are coming in from would be supported in SipStation, you have the ability to check on that with us before going into things. SipStation does provide SMS capable DIDs as well. And this is kind of where this is going to tie into soft phones. So if you want the ability, when we start getting into our mobile and desktop soft phone clients here on the next slides, to be able to use the SMS and MMS capability that I'll be showing you, you must be utilizing SipStation, SIP trunks for that, or be on PB Exact Cloud. either of which will also get you support for international calling, E911 services, and the ability to make sure you are E911 compliant. We do offer contract-based discounts on SipStation, similar to the promo on PBExact Cloud that we did just talk about. And SipStation will be signing calls to make sure that you are stir, shake, and compliant as well. All right, here we go. Jumping into Softphones and the soft clients that we have available for free PBX and PBExact. So the first Softphone client that we're going to take a peek at is called Sangoma Connect. Sangoma Connect is our mobile client for Android or iOS. This particular softphone has been on the market for a little over a year now. We've gotten nothing but excellent feedback from customers and partners alike. Everything from feature set capability that is out there to ease of use to particularly system admins are going to love how easy it is to set this up and get your users up and running. There's an excellent handling of network transitions when you're moving from your Wi-Fi to the cellular network and vice versa. And we do utilize push technology to make sure that you're not missing calls and make sure that you're not draining your battery life. So lots of different features that we are going to cover today individually. This is just somewhat of an overview of some of the different looks and feels that you're going to get when deploying Sangoma Connect mobile clients for you and your users. The quick dial pad, you can think of this as somewhat of a contacts favorite list on your mobile device with the ability to support contact images, but it's also a BLF type of functionality and screen. BLF is busy lamp field, which is going to identify which of your coworkers internally are available from a presence standpoint, if they're available, if they're on a call, if they're off a call. It's also going to allow for simple one-click calling to those additional users and extensions. Having BLF on a mobile softphone client is something that not a lot of competitors of ours have the ability to offer, and it's a really slick feature that is included with Sangoma Connect Mobile. Call history, this one's pretty straightforward. It's going to be able to get you access to viewing all inbound, outbound, and missed calls on your mobile device. One of the key things here that I want to note is that we do have support for native integration as well on call history. So what I mean by that is if you happen to be in the native client on your iOS device on your iPhone and you're going through your call history on there, and you have Sangoma Connect on your phone, your native iPhone app will also denote call history for your softphone client. So you can see if you missed a call, a business telephone call from your native iPhone call history, it'll denote that it was a missed call to your extension. And from that native iPhone or Android call history app, you can click to call that number back, and it will auto switch the outbound call of that to Sangoma Connect so that you don't accidentally call somebody back that was a business call and let your personal cellular number go out. It will call them and pop the Connect application to call them back from your business telephone number and caller ID name. The keypad's going to give you a lot of different options in here as well. The ability to place a call on hold or resume that call. We offer the ability to do a blind transfer as well as an attended transfer to someone else in the organization. Call merging to support a three-way conference call. And we also have local recording available within the Sangoma Connect client. So if your calls are not being recorded by default and you need to initiate a call recording session, you have the capability to do that on the fly. Our softphone client, Sangoma Connect, is incredibly secure. We have full support for TLS and SRTP. You have the ability to do client side and scheduled do not disturb. Client side do not disturb on mobile is nice because if you're sitting at your desk and answering calls on either your desktop soft phone or your hard phone, and you don't want calls to constantly be ringing on your cellular device as well, you can just put that one in do not disturb without affecting the extension level across the board. And we do support one-to-one video calling. You can get access to your voicemail, and we talked about push notifications as well inside of Sangoma Connect. Contacts, so there's a couple of different contact lists in Sangoma Connect Mobile. The business contact book is going to pull all contacts directly from the PBX with contact manager integration. And then address book gives you the ability, if you want it, to load in your native iOS or Android device contact list as well, to be able to launch those voice and video calls or send and receive SMS and MMS messages. So speaking of SMS messages, again, if you are using SipStation or if you are using PBExact Cloud, we have full support for SMS and MMS inside of Sangoma Connect. So that's inbound and outbound text messaging, as well as image sending over those clients to and from your business telephone numbers or DIDs. So that's included if you're using SipStation and PBExact Cloud. Text messaging in there. I mentioned earlier that system admins are going to love how easy it is to set up and configure Sangoma Connect. It's really a breeze. We've done a lot to make sure that system admins' lives as well as end users' lives are significantly better off through the process of which we configure and provision these clients. So administrators just log into the module and inside of user management inside your free PBX or PBExact client. You simply enable which users that you want to have access to the mobile soft phone client and associate an email address with them. Directly from within that module, you click a button that says to send them an email invitation. That email invitation will immediately go out to those users who can then on their mobile devices access that email and click a deep link login that is sent to them. As soon as they click that, it is going to auto provision and securely configure the client for the user. There is no need for usernames and passwords. There is no need to pass SIP credentials, no QR codes. It's just a deep link, click, 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 and admin is done, user is done, phone is provisioned and ready to make phone calls. So zero touch deployment is really, really awesome for both administrators as well as end users. I mentioned a few times that this is going to be included with PBExact. However, if you're using free PBX and you need to place an order for soft phone licensing, we sell single user license packs for our soft phones that are going to be 1 user, 1 year at $19 per year. Or you can get a 20 user pack for $199 per year. And this license, we have a single license for our soft phones, which is going to give each user or extension access to the Sangoma Connect mobile client that I just got done showing everybody here. But this same license is also going to give every user access to our desktop clients as well, which is called Sangoma Phone. So you do not have to make a separate purchase if you want the ability to access desktop clients as well as mobile clients. And it's the same license that's going to allow for that user to have access to both their mobile and their desktop client. So our desktop client is called Sangoma Phone. There is, again, a multitude of features that we're going to kind of go through today here. This screen is really just an overview of some of the features and a quick kind of a peek at what this Sangoma Phone desktop client looks like. And we're going to dive right in here to some feature parity that you're going to see that we had in Sangoma Connect Mobile, but we're also going to have a few additional features on Sangoma Phone that that we did not cover in Sangoma Connect Mobile. So BLF and presence, we have this capability as well on our desktop client. You can see on this screen here Ryan Markham is set to do not disturb, so I can see presence and status indicators there. I can see that Steve Brand has his status set to available, so calls are going to get delivered to him if I send one to him, but we can see that there's a solid green bar next to Steve Brand's name. That means he's on a call, since he's showing that he is available, but he has the green bar. He's currently on a call. And then for other users who are getting an inbound call, there will be a blinking green light bar on the left side of the contact name for someone getting an inbound call, which we can see here, Dan Bonham is getting an inbound call. Call parking is supported with an application directly baked into the Sangoma Phone desktop client. So you can see on the image on the left side of this screen here, there is a letter P with a square around it. Clicking that is going to populate and show you any calls that are currently parked on that system. And hovering over the little eye icon on there will populate additional info about those parked calls, showing you the caller ID name and number of the person who's parked. It'll show you who parked that call and how long they've been sitting in that parking lot as well. And you have the ability to set call parking ringbacks to whatever you want, done through the PBX module configs there as well. And going into when you are on a live call, this image on the far right here, toggling the triple dot button will bring up the option to park that call, as well as give you the ability to start recording that call as well. So just like on the mobile client, if you are on a phone call with a customer and need the ability to start recording that call, you have the ability to toggle on-demand call recording through that soft client as well. A piece of functionality that we did not cover in Sangoma Connect Mobile is chat. So we have internal chat messaging from a direct one-to-one user-to-user standpoint. You have the ability to talk internally should you need to chat and collab with additional users in your organization, as well as perform file sharing across to direct users. And in addition to one-to-one chat, we have the ability to do group chat as well. So if you want to create different rooms for different departments in your organization to collaborate together on specific projects or meetings or things like that, you can make them public, make them private, invite them, whomever it is that may need to be a part of that room to work together on whatever it is that you may need to collaborate together on. So we do have direct chat as well as group chat that is persistent and either public or private, depending on the administrator who created the room. Call pops. So we support the ability to do call pops into a browser on Sangoma Phone desktop client. So this is a really, really cool and useful tool to have. This is an example of a working string that will perform a Google search for you of the caller ID name of an inbound call coming to your extension. So if that's something that you want to use, go ahead and screenshot this, or hit me up after class and I'll make sure that we get you a copy of this. But basically, if your call pop settings are configured to look identical to this one, you will, anytime an inbound call comes in, get a new web tab opened up that will do a Google search of the caller ID name, so either that company name or that caller name. And so if I call myself with that string picked up, it's going to immediately do a Google search of the caller ID name that comes in from my personal cellular number. And you can see Google is finding my LinkedIn page as the top result of that there. So cool feature. And we do have a few different variable strings in there that you can do call pops for within the Sangoma Phone client there as well. SMS, so just like on Sangoma Connect, we have full support for SMS inside of Sangoma Phone. You simply toggle from the talk icon over to the chat icon, click the little plus sign, and then from there it'll prompt you to either enter in a 10-digit telephone number or a contact name that's from your contact list. And when you click the go button, it's going to launch into a full screen mode for you to be able to have conversations with your customers or whomever on an outside number. Inbound and SMS text messaging with full SMS history is going to be populated there, and you can, in addition to utilizing SMS, send text messages with pictures as well through MMS. There is likely a file size limitation to this, but I have not found it yet personally. Sending high quality resolution images from my iPhone in and out to myself, and having other users and customers send me picture text messages, it's been working perfectly fine so far. So full support for SMS as well as MMS, and that's working on inbound and outbound as well. So here's an example of an inbound text message. We've got Lauren Vader here on what looks to be Tatooine to me, and it's working both ways. It's great. So a couple of things that are coming soon. I mentioned we do not have the internal chat functionality yet exposed for Sangoma Connect Mobile. That is expected sometime in the near future, so we will have the same one-to-one and group chat functionality that you have on Sangoma Phone inside of Sangoma Connect Mobile. And we will also have Outlook and browser plugins available for Sangoma Phone desktop clients to be able to click to call from those applications as well. So just a quick recap here. PB Exact is really more similar than it is different to free PBX, but you're going to have a little bit more proven version of modules and framework. You'll have some more features included, including free Softphones, and it is available in a fully supported and managed cloud infrastructure. SIP-Station is required if you want SMS and MMS inside of our Softphone clients, but is not required for voice on Softphones. And Sangoma Connect is going to be the name of that mobile Softphone client that has the super easy to provision deep link send out to your users from the user management, and that can enable voice, MMS, and SMS, as well as BLF and presence. And Sangoma Phone is going to be our desktop client for voice, SMS, MMS, BLF, presence, and we also have chat and call pops enabled in Sangoma Phone. And again, it is going to be the exact same licensing as Sangoma Connect, so no additional charge to get access to one or the other. Buying the Softphones license for 1 user or 20 users is going to give each extension access to that Sangoma Connect and Sangoma Phone client. But of course, if you're liking what you saw about PB Exact Cloud, there is no charge at all for those Softphone clients. So with that, I will let Lauren address the room if there's been any questions that have come up at this point so far, or if you're just now thinking of some questions, we can take a peek at those and address any of those as they come to us. Lauren, any questions out there?
Yes, there's a few early questions. So there were some questions about wool gathering here. There was a question about ports required in order to register extensions from outside a firewall to a PBX that's installed behind NAT, and I shared the wiki page for that in order to get that information. So is there a way we can do a share all the wiki page? We should let me find a way to accomplish that.
Yeah, I believe there's a way to reply to everyone in there. And if not, if anybody does need that link at all, my contact information is on the screen right now as well. So if there's a question that comes up later that Lauren doesn't address now, or if you did not get access to the link or the answer that you wanted, I'm pretty easy to get a hold of here, and we'll certainly help you however we can. So were there any other questions, Lauren?
Yeah, there was. I just figured out while you've been talking. So I think I just shared a link to the entire audience in the chat window. So that's the root of the wiki pages for the mobile contacts, mobile clients, and as well as desktop. There was a question about an API in the desktop client. The answer is no, not currently, but I shared a link to a page to file feature requests, which you can also find from the one I just shared to the wiki in the full room chat. Can desktop phone do group SMS? That is not currently supported at this time, but again, feature request page can also be accessed from the wiki page I just shared. I know that it was on a medium-term roadmap at one point. It does require some API changes at the provider level to support, so it's something we're working towards, but it's not an immediate feature we're going to see. Which version of PBExact is recommended for Sangoma Phone and Connect? Phone and Connect are both supported in 15, but there's really no reason that I can think of at this moment to not be using the most current supported version, which is free PBX and PBExact 16. It's been GA now for, I'm not sure exactly how long. It was somewhere in early spring when it went to full GA, so it's quite mature at the moment. Are the phone and desktop apps localized to languages other than English? The UCP control panel has been okay. So yes, with regard to internationalization, the mobile client has WebView apps that do have some language translations. I'm not sure the current status on those as we speak, but they are mostly complete for the most common languages like French and Spanish. As for desktop app, I can't speak to that, but I'll take a note of your email address and reply back with a more detailed answer on that. I am not seeing any other questions. Let me just run through here, make sure I haven't missed anything. They all get compressed into a tiny little window. Someone's asking about browser extensions. So we do have on the near-term roadmap to have both browser and Outlook extensions for click-to-call. Those are in development and we'll don't have an ETA specifically, but I expect to see something on that for the coming quarter, so before end of calendar year. We'll have a suite of extensions for both browser and Connect, and that will replace the Zulu browser extension. Someone's asking about Zulu, so has it gone away in favor of Connect? So this is the current or the next generation of soft clients on the platform. We do not have immediate plans to stop supporting Zulu, but ultimately these clients will replace Zulu for the future going forward. So in the immediate term, we'll continue to support Zulu until there's an official announcement that we won't, which will be coming shortly. After that, Zulu will continue to work, but it will remain unsupported until it officially gets end of life at some point in a future version of free PBX or PBExact. There's a question about SipStation keeping track of which extension sent an SMS, and there are CDR records as far as inbound SMS goes and outbound SMS, but I don't believe there is any correlation with regard to which extension receives which SMS. We'll have some in the roadmap currently for the PBX, we'll have some proper reporting on SMS and MMS messaging with regard to who received who from whom. That is not current. That's a planned future feature. I don't see any more questions here. Just if anyone has any final questions, please share them now. If I've managed to miss one, you can ping the question channel one more time and draw my attention to it. I'll just quickly scan through again from the top and make sure there's nothing that I've missed. I think that's everything, Ryan. Good job.
Great. Thanks, Lauren. I appreciate you helping answer the questions there today, and everyone else. Thank you so much for your time. And as always, if anyone on here has additional questions or wants to get in touch with myself or our sales team with help moving to PBExact Cloud or getting SIP stations set up so we can get you going on SMS and MMS inside of these soft phone clients, give us a call. Thanks so much for joining today.